Welcome to HighYield Med Reviews and this student orientation for curriculum support for NP programs. Today we'll be looking at your course components and how they can each be used for success in your course as well as to prepare for excellence in clinical practice. HighYield offers 2 courses as a part of our integrated NP pharmacology curriculum support. These are Advanced Pharmacology and NP Clinical Rotation Support. Whether your institution uses one or both of these courses, this orientation will help you understand how to access and use all of your components. At HighYield, we believe what you do as nurse practitioners is critically important to the healthcare team, and we applaud you for continuing your education so that you can care for the patient in front of you and impact healthcare for good. Our educational model is committed to teaching for understanding and competency rather than memorization, so that you not only succeed in your NP courses, but are prepared to care for the patient in front of you. Through your course, you will get to know Dr. Anthony Bustai, HighYield's Chief Editor and Primary Lecturer. Dr. Bustai brings unique training and experience to the education of nurse practitioners, as he himself has practiced and trained as a nurse, pharmacist, and physician. He is passionately committed to the interprofessional development of the various members of the healthcare team and an evidence-based practice approach to medical education. Now let's take a look at your dashboard. From your HighYield dashboard, you will find access to your lectures and quizzes, as well as the optional QBank if purchased. In order to access your dashboard, you will log in at HighYieldMedReviews.com. Now you are on your dashboard where you will find access to your lecture center, your quizzes, and if applicable or added, your QBank. You can see here that I have put on our sample account both the Advanced Pharmacology NP lectures as well as the NP Rotational Support lectures. Both of these lecture sets function the same way. You'll also note that your account may have a click to activate if you self-purchased. So let's get started. We click to activate. And now we are in our Advanced Pharmacology NP lectures. You can see that these are broken out by modules, including Foundations of Pharmacology, Cardiovascular Pharmacology, etc. We can always switch to our other lecture set if your school is using a full integrated approach to see the rotational support lectures as well. These lectures are therapeutic in nature, whereas the Advanced Pharmacology are advanced drug class reviews. Whichever lecture set you're in, you will click on the module that you want to watch a lecture in, and it will drop down and show you all of the lectures in the module, the length of that lecture, and a red view option. In order to select a lecture, you simply click View, and it will pull up, and you can play the lecture. Please make sure that you complete the full lecture to the end in order to make sure that our administrative reporting shows that you completed the lecture. Once the lecture is complete, when you go back to your online lecture center, you will see check marks showing that that lecture has been watched and completed, and this will confirm that your faculty members will also see in their reports that you have completed the lecture. Institutional accounts receive unlimited lecture viewing, so you can watch the lectures as many times as you'd like. Now we can click the dashboard button to return to the dashboard and look at our quizzes. All quizzes are housed within the Exams button, so you'll click Exams and see the various quizzes available to you. You'll also note that your quizzes may have a restricted length of time, so ensure that when it's time to take a quiz, you are on a stable internet and that you're on a computer rather than a mobile device. All you do is click Take Exam for the exam you want to sit, and it will tell you again how many questions, how long you have to take the exam. And also, you may want to carefully read through the other instructions to ensure that everything on your computer is up to date and does not cause any issues with taking the exam. We click Start Exam, and the questions will come up one at a time. We've grayed out the question here so you don't see. I'm just going to click through the first answer for each. If at any time you click to stop your test, you need to know that it will result in your exam being graded immediately. So ensure that you've left yourself enough time to complete the full exam. Once your exam is done, you'll see your score, and you'll be able to go back to your online exam center and see which exam you've taken. If you're ever kicked out of an exam due to a poor internet connection, simply email us at curriculumsupport@HighYieldMedReviews.com, and we'll be happy to reset your exam. Now let's look at the final component that is included with both the Advanced Pharmacology and the NP Rotational Support courses. This is your ebook, which is essentially the lecture notes that accompany the lectures. Your ebooks are not on your dashboard. You can either access your ebook through a web browser at HighYieldMedReviews.com/ebook or by downloading the mobile app to your phone or mobile device through the Google Play or App Store. Simply search for the HYMR e-reader. You will log in to your ebook using the same username and password as you use to access your dashboard. However, it's important to note that the ebook system is separate from the HighYield MedReviews website system. So if you change the password in one system, it will not change the password in the other. Let's log in and see our books. We are now in our ebook library, where you will find the First Steps book, which has helpful tips for how to use your ebook. And you'll also find your course textbook, which accompanies your lectures. If you click on your book to open it, you'll see that the chapters are organized the same way as your lectures, with each chapter having a heading for the module, and then a drop-down capability with each of the individual lectures below. By clicking on a lecture, it will take you to those lecture notes. Here, you'll see all of the content from the lecture slides, and you do have the ability to take notes. You can highlight, choosing color coding according to your own study methods. If you want to take a particular note, you click on this box with the notebook, and you can type in whatever notes you want to remember. It will attach these notes to this portion in the lecture. You also have the ability to click on a notebook to go back and see your notes across all chapters, in a particular chapter, or by a particular type. And if you're somewhere else in the book, for instance, or in the letter for the editor, and I click the notebook button, you can see all of your notes and by chapter, and by clicking on them, it will take you to that chapter in the notes. So it's really got a lot of great features for you. Now that we've completed the review of the lectures, ebook, and quizzes, let's talk about administrative reports. Your faculty members will receive periodic reports showing all of your activity within the HighYield system. This includes your login activity, your lecture watching activity, and your quiz grades. Now let's take a look at the QBank. All of our institutional partners have access to discounted pricing for our NP Advanced Pharmacology and Therapeutics QBank. This QBank is broader than the content included in your course and is an excellent tool over your NP education to prepare for your board exam. We've returned to our dashboard where we find access to the NP General Pharmacology and Therapeutics QBank. The QBank allows us to set up a session in testing or tutorial mode. If you set up a testing mode, you receive all of your questions first, like a test, and then see the explanations and results at the end. If you choose the tutorial mode, you will see the question immediately followed by the explanation so that you can learn as you go. You have the option to see only new unused questions, to review only used questions, to look at questions you have flagged for further review and study, or to take your questions at random. It's up to you how many questions you want to see in a session, and if you want a timer to give it a more testing scenario feel. Next, you'll choose if you want to focus on a particular category or if you want to randomly pull from all the categories. So you have the option to focus in your study on just cardiology or anesthesia, any particular or multiple sets of these domains, or like I said, choose randomly for all. You click Start to begin your session after you've chosen what you want to see. The QBank does offer you some tools for test taking. If you read the question and determine that certain answers should be eliminated, simply clicking on their text will give you a cross-through option. Once you select your answer, you click Answer, and it will take you to the next question. Because we're in tutorial mode, it immediately gives us feedback. It gives me immediate feedback showing me that I have an incorrect answer and telling me what the correct answer is. It also gives me an indication of the difficulty of the question by showing me what percentage of other students using this QBank got this question correct. Finally, it provides some answer information so that I can use this as a learning opportunity. And if I want to come back and study this question later, I can click the flag to put it in my flagged set of questions. Then I go to the next question. Again, I'm going to just select the first answer, and it's going to show me that, again, I selected the wrong answer and how difficult it is, and it gives me references, an answer explanation, and I can choose whether or not I want to click it. And since I only selected 2 questions in my test, I do get a review summary that shows me I've answered 0, correct answers of 2, and I can review it again if I want to go back. Another feature of this QBank is that you do have my past sessions, and this is a new sample account, so my only past session is the one we just took. But as you take more test questions, you'll have all of your sessions here, and you can go back at any time and review that test again to go through and study that material. You also have a couple of tools I want to highlight, including my personal planner. So if you are approaching your board exams, you can set a goal date here that you want to be complete by, and every day it's going to show you how many questions you need to complete per day, or per week, per month in order to meet that goal. And this will adjust as you move along. If you do a lot of extra questions, that number gets smaller. If you go on vacation and miss a week, that number increases. So it's a great tool to keep you on track. You also have a My Performance tool. This tool is excellent for helping you identify your strengths and weaknesses, and the more data you get into your system by doing QBank questions, you will start to see your strengths and your weaknesses. It will show you your 5 strongest categories and your 5 weakest categories. You'll also be able to scroll through and see, of the nearly 2,700 questions, how you're performing in each domain, which will give you the opportunity to go back and rewatch lectures in those domains and do additional study if there are areas that you're seeing weaknesses for. So again, if you are interested in gaining access to this QBank tool, please feel free to contact us if we haven't already sent you the link to be able to purchase this at a discount. At HighYield, we truly count it a privilege to partner with your institution in helping train the next generation of nurse practitioners. If you need assistance with your account or with any of these components, please contact us at curriculumsupport@HighYieldMedReviews.com. Thank you for taking the time to watch this HighYield orientation for NP curriculum support.